Yo, 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 what's going on? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Empire Jeff TV. I am your host, Empire Jeff, man, coming to you on a Wednesday early evening from Los Angeles, California, man. How's everybody doing? Hope you had a good day. Hope you're having a great night, man. And we're going to talk some Los Angeles Lakers right now, man. I'll be back later tonight to talk some Dodgers. I'll have my World Series preview later on tonight. But we're going to talk some Los Angeles Lakers. Then I got to take Lucky for a walk, and then I'll be back with y'all to talk some Dodgers, man. So shout out to the Lakers for getting that win last night. Rookie head coach JJ Redick got his first NBA win last night officially. Great job by him. Great job by his staff getting a win where they basically kind of outplayed Minnesota for probably 2.5 quarters. And I don't typically be on, the timelines. I don't watch a bunch of shows. Typically don't do that, but I did want to kind of check the temperature of Laker Nation today and kind of see what everyone was thinking. Last night I was talking about, I don't get too high, I don't get too low. Had they lost last night, I probably wouldn't have been in the world. They won. It's not, groundbreaking here, but the fact that they've won their first opener since 2016 is kind of a big deal. My headphones are always like dragging my glasses all over my face, man. I apologize. But pretty big deal in the event of it hasn't happened in 8 years, right? So off to a great start, but can they continue this? Seems to be the narrative everywhere. Everyone's kind of doing the same video. Can they keep winning? Can they win? Can they? And for me, not really going down that path. My thing is kind of like, are we overreacting? Are people overreacting to one game? And would they have overreacted if they lost? That's kind of the narrative of Laker Nation, right? They live in the moment, they act in the moment, they overreact to almost everything. We're known for that, right? So want to talk about that because I think it's important. I think it's we need to realize that it's a long season. There's going to be stretches where this team plays badly. Hopefully there's a lot more stretches where this team plays good, right? And as we go through this season and all the ebbs and flows that a season has, when you have a rookie head coach, but you have a veteran staff, hopefully those two together can lead to, less rookie mistakes if he leans on his veteran assistants there. But for me, as with the Lakers, as with everything, first things first, he's obviously a better head coach than Darvin Ham. That goes without saying. I don't even think I have to bring that up. But to me, it's about the staff. Any head coach, good head coach, even bad head coaches sometimes have good staffs that can hide a lot of their bad tendencies. I feel like if Darvin had a better staff, then maybe they could have did a better job of hiding some of his, but they did just maybe not, right? But what I'm saying is that the Lakers actually gave JJ a staff, and that may be the true difference this season for the Lakers. Health, Bron's leadership, and this assistant head coaching staff here for rookie head coach JJ Redick. So, like I said, there were a lot of things that the Lakers did in the first half that were good. There were a lot of things they didn't do too great in the overall second half. The final 5 minutes where they usually would fall apart against Denver in the playoffs or the regular season, the Lakers kind of turned that around a little bit last night. So I need probably a good 10 games of seeing some consistency before I believe like this team is much night and day better than last year. Clearly the coaching is better, right? Clearly the coaching is better. You can see everything on the floor from their defensive rotations to their offensive ball movement, to their communication, to their energy, to their attention to detail in the huddle during timeouts, the way they execute and run their plays after timeouts. All of that you can see, which is absolutely tremendous. That alone probably gets us 5 to 8 more wins just off that alone, right? Your stars got to be stars. You got to have health, and they're going to have to add to this roster eventually as well. But my thing is, here's the thing. I think both things are true here. I think people are overreacting, but I think they're overreacting for the right reasons. And let me explain. It sounds kind of stupid when you say it out loud. They're overreacting to one win. But in reality, when you go back to it, they're overreacting because they're so happy that they have a head coach they feel the team is buying into. And I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. Back in the summer, when they were talking about their head coaches and JJ and all these other candidates, the Monty Williams, the Edelman Juniors, and all these guys they talked about, right? The Micah Norries and all these guys, right? there was a lot of people in my chat here, and I was full-fledged 100% saying JJ, 100%. I was catching a lot of heat for that. So I was one of the first guys to actually really, really like want him as a coach, considering who the candidates were. Don't get me wrong. I was really interested in them getting Hurley. Don't get it twisted. But when it came down to all those other candidates that they were talking about, even like, like I said, I mentioned the names like the Mark Jacksons and all those. Nah, just like he was the one that I felt out of that pool of coaching candidates that I felt had the highest ceiling. We didn't know what he was, and there was risk of him being terrible, and there still is, right? But what I'm saying is, what I've said throughout the summer, and for those that were here know that, is that I said that I felt that JJ had the biggest home run potential if they hired him. I felt the other guys might be okay, might be decent, but I felt that JJ had the greatest home run potential as an NBA head coach if he's given the time. And what I say by are we overreacting, because we've kind of been here before. We kind of been here before. And I'm going to say a name that's probably going to make you throw up in your mouth like it does me every time I say the name. But Luke Walton had a lot of excitement around him. Everyone was very excited about him when they got him. Everyone was thinking, we got a guy. He came from the Warrior pedigree. He played with Kobe and Shaq. He's coming home. There was a lot of energy and positivity around Luke Walton, and then it fell apart rather quickly. I don't believe there was ever that with Darvin. I don't think we were ever truly fully sold on him. I never really liked him as a hire. Never thought he should have been hired to begin with, but he did kind of, and I'm embarrassed to say this, he kind of won me over in his initial press conferences and his meetings, which isn't like me to fall for that. And I was upset with myself, and I've talked about this numerous times. He Mark Jackson to me. You know what I mean? Like he sold me, and I know better than that. JJ is not trying to sell you on anything. He's just, JJ, if anything, is trying to point out that he's smarter than you and better than you, right? But if he can back that up and prove that, we'll be in great shape. I don't care about him being arrogant if he can deliver it. You know what I mean? So for JJ, I think like, as long as we understand that we've been down this path before, like I said, everyone was very excited about Luke Walton. So this is why I'm not going to, people were even excited about Byron Scott. Like, I'm not going to get overly excited. I do still believe that he was the best candidate to hire of all the guys that were technically available. This is the guy I wanted out of the pool of coaches that were available. I'm happy they got him, and I think he will be a good head coach. I really do. But what I'm saying is, I'm not going to overreact after one game. If they come out the next game and get killed, it's like last night never happened, right? They need to continue progressing. And my challenge, like I said, I think the challenge to this Laker team is to never be under 500 this season. If they can stay above 500, even if it's only 5 games, like to start this season, 3, 4, 2, whatever these games are, if they never go 1-2, if they never go 2-3, if they're never 4-6, right? If the Lakers can manage to not be under 500, I know saying the entire season is kind of brutal. It's kind of brutal to request that, but you almost have the mentality to strive for that, right? If they can strive for that, if they could be above 500 for 90% of the season, then I think we'll be in fantastic, above 500 for 90% of the season, then I think we can be in fantastic shape. Can they do that? I don't know. A lot of things are going to come into play there, right? They're going to have to continue this development. They're going to have to continue this progress. They're going to have to continue to stay healthy. They're going to have to get guys back, and they're going to have to make roster adjustments. That's for sure. But I do think that maybe we are getting a little too ahead of ourselves after one game, just like we would have been if it was a loss. Just like we would have been if it was a loss. I think it's good to be excited. I think it's good that people care about the Lakers. I think it's good that people are talking about the Lakers in a positive light. But don't get it twisted. This can all fall apart in a second if we lay an egg on Friday night, right? So they have to continue to grind. They have to continue to work on Coach JJ Redick's principles. They have to continue to build as a team, as a coaching staff, and as a unit. But outside of that, like I said, I'm not going to overreact to one win. I'm not. And can they keep winning? We'll find out. I don't know. But, it's pretty much... what's kind of going around today is that same conversation. So my thing is, like, I think we need to relax a little bit. I think we need to relax. We don't know if they're going to continue winning. We don't know. Are they going to go on a 3-game losing streak? Can they win 4 or 5 coming out the gate? We have no clue. We have no idea. All we know is for about 2.5 quarters last night, they looked like the better team on the floor, and they got to win. We know that they worked on things and improved on things that they would not have been able to do last season, which was finish a game down the final 5 minutes down the 5-minute stretch there where they were falling apart in the playoffs. We do know that their shooting was absolutely abysmal, but what we do know also is if they make shots, it's only going to add to how good the things that we saw last night were. So the same thing is kind of rearing its ugly head with these Lakers. Transition defense, second chance points, 3-point shooting. The Lakers rallied to get to a respectable, I think they finished 8th in 3-point shooting last season. They rallied throughout the season to get there, but they were dead last in 3-point attempts, right? And they're kind of, they shot about 30 last night. So if the Lakers continue to be that team that starts slow from 3 in the season and kind of rallies from there, that's a trend from last season. They need to improve on that. If JJ wants them to shoot more threes, they have to take and make more threes. Now, they started out with those second chance points being pretty even with Minnesota. I think at one point it was like 15-15, and the Minnesota just obliterated them for the rest of the game on second chance points, and that's what got them back into the basketball game. But the Lakers, they hit shots when they mattered, and obviously Anthony Davis was an absolute monster. And if Coach Redick continues to ensure that Anthony Davis is the focal point on offense, and if Anthony Davis continues to take that challenge on defense, and if he can stay healthy, and if he can get timely shots made from the others outside of LeBron, then this team can definitely give us something to be happy about. I need to see it for a good stretch of time. Like I said, if this team, the first 10 games, we're talking like we are now, after the first 10 games, then we're going to be a happy fan base. If after 10 games, they're 4-6, then we're back to like, here we go again, right? And that's what I got to say about that. So it's like, my thing is, it's way too early to determine what JJ is. It's way too early to determine what he isn't. And the same goes for this team. We know they're the same roster essentially as last season. We know this, right? What we don't know is 20 games from now, how is this roster going to be continuously reacting to Coach JJ Redick? We need to continue to see that. That was the game last night. And this is important. Have you ever seen a game, an NBA game, after a head coach has been fired? That team is so fired up, even if they like the coach, because they're kind of out there trying to show the world, see, it wasn't us. So last night's game had a layer of that to it. It's kind of like the unwritten rules, like always been on the team who just fired their head coach because they come out ready to prove the world that it wasn't them. And then usually 2 or 3 games after that, they're back to playing the exact same way they did when they had their old coach. I don't necessarily think that's going to what happens here with this Laker team. But what I'm saying is, again, one game, not enough. I know everyone's excited. I don't want to be the Scrooge over here for the ghost of Lakers past, right? But what I'm saying is chill out. We need to chill out a little bit and see what this team is. Let's see how this coaching staff develops. Let's see if this coaching staff can turn Max Christine to something. Let's see if they can find a way to get Dalton Connect to continue to contribute. Let's see if they can find a way to limit LeBron James's minutes, even if it means slightly to limit his numbers, and if they can elevate Anthony Davis, and if they can get more out of D'Lo, more out of Reeves, and more out of these other guys. That's going to be the true test from this coaching staff. But out the gate, way too early, y'all. Way too early. We don't even know what we don't know yet with this team. All right. And my thing for this team is going to be to continue to monitor them when things get tough down the stretch of a game in a tight pressure field game. They did that last night. It was home. It was the home opener. Minnesota just went through a trade. They're working through that, right? Do they win this game on the road? Can they? That's what I want to see. Do they go on the road? Do they got a lead? Can they hold the lead? If they have the lead on Denver, can they hold it this season, right? These are the things I want to see from this team. And these are the things I'm hoping and expecting JJ Redick and his staff to get right. Now, I don't know what the record's going to be. I don't know where they're going to finish up because I learned my lesson last year. Injuries can change everything in a heartbeat. Injuries are part of the game, but it seems to be part of the Lakers. And if this team can't stay healthy, then it won't matter who's coaching. It won't matter who's coaching. If your guys are out, if Braun misses 20 games, if AD misses 20 games, if the rotational guys that they are counting on and depending on start missing multiple games, then this team is going to be what this team has been the last handful of years, which is a playing team, right? And you can't really put that on the coach. Now, it's not to say, like I said, I believe the Lakers last season had a ton of problems, Darvin Ham being, a big part of that. But the injuries, the toxicness, and just a lot of drama with that team last year. If they can get out of this season with limited drama, that eliminates so much of the nonsense that they had to deal with last year. And then you just got to hope they stay healthy. Got to hope they stay healthy because as connected as they are, as bought in as they are, as happy as they are, as much as they're singing Kumbaya, they're, if those knees start acting up, we may find ourselves looking like we did last year. And that's what we do not want nor need to see. So I'm hopeful that our luck can change, but hopeful doesn't, you can't take that check to the bank, right? I'm hopeful, cautiously optimistic. But until this team shows me that they can stay healthy, I don't know if I can believe it. So I need to see it. 20 games from now, there are 3 guys on the injured list already. Is AD and Braun already sitting out? Like, where are we 20 games from now? That's when we're going to know exactly what this team is. Then we could start knowing if we're excited or not, as far as like how this full season is going to go. It's always exciting to get an opening night win. I'm with you on that. Always exciting to get an opening day win. And I can't tell no one how to act or behave or think about their team or get excited. I can't do that. From my perspective, I'm saying, like, I feel like there's a little bit of an overreaction to it, as there would have been if they lost. So we just got to wait and see, let this play out. And this roster, I believed in this roster last year going into the season. I really thought that they did some things that I liked. And I like Gabe Vincent. I think if healthy, he adds an element to this team. I think that Max Christie, if given proper development, he's brought along correctly. I think he can add something to this team. If Austin Reeves can settle in his role and just not be someone that teams are hunting out on defense, if the Lakers have a 3-and-D guy out there that they can apply out there and help him, then all of this changes, right? D'Lo is going to be a major question mark, though. Major question mark. We have no idea what we're going to get from D'Lo on any night. Last night on the stat sheet, other than his plus minus, it looked terrible, right? But him on the floor with Rui led to a double-digit lead, right? It just was. They weren't leaving him open. And so we have to find that rotation, settle in. I know he said 9 guys. I don't know if that's realistic for an entire season. So they're going to have to figure that out. But appreciate you guys tuning in, man, here on an early evening on Wednesday. Happy to be here with you guys. Like I said, I'll be doing a Dodger video later on tonight for the World Series preview. Make sure to be on the lookout for that and tune into that. I'm excited for that. Friday's going to be a very busy day, man. We got Lakers. We got Dodgers. It's going to be fun, man. But we're talking about the Lakers right now. Drop a like on the video if you guys have not done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you guys have not done so already. We greatly appreciate you guys. Shout out to everyone over on Twitter. I see you guys rocking heavy as usual, man. But yeah, I'm very excited to see what this team is going to be. I'm very excited to see what this team is going to be. But I'll be lying to you if I said I know what this team is going to be, because I don't. I really don't. I want to see how this, how they really handle adversity is really my number one thing I'm paying attention to, because last year they just didn't. They did not handle it at all. They fell apart at every turn. We're blaming each other at every turn, finger pointing, passive aggressiveness, sneak dissing in the media, all kinds of stuff, man, that disappointed me in last year's team. And if there's any sense of that this year, we are in a world of trouble. We are in a world of trouble. If by month 2, there's already guys leaking stuff to the press, we're in a world of trouble. If by month 2, Braun is already passive aggressive and kind of doing the things he did last year, we're in a world of trouble. So hopefully we make it through that stretch without any of those things that happened to us last season. And hopefully, removal of Darvin Ham is enough to kind of boost that into happening. I don't know if it is, because I don't know if simply removing Darvin is going to keep people healthy. I'm hoping that simply removing him and the team buying into JJ and playing hard means that the front office will take notice of that and will invest in this team by giving up some assets to go add to this team. If they don't buy into it, then they're not going to invest in the team, and we may see the same roster for the entire season. So I don't think they're going to bail out this team if they get hurt again. I don't think they're going to do that. I think if this team is playing together, if they're playing collectively, if they're winning basketball games, and for the most part, they're 4th, 5th, whatever seed in that range, I think the organization will spend. I think they'll give up capital, draft capital. I think they'll do it. But if they're sitting here in the 10th seed and we're in December, we're heading into Christmas and we're the 10th seed, I don't think they're going to mortgage their future for this team. I don't think they're going to save this team if they don't believe this team can be saved. If they think this team can be saved, I think they'll save it. But if they don't, they won't. And LeBron staying healthy, LeBron being the leader, AD staying healthy, JJ and his staff getting this team to improve on all the things they struggled with last year. They don't have to master everything, but they got to figure out that second chance points. They got to figure out that transition defense, and they got to figure out you cannot shoot below 20% from three and take 33s a game, and especially when he wants them to take more. So they can't get away with that anymore. They have to be able to make those shots because teams are just going to sag completely off of them and swarm AD. And they may just start doing that anyway. It's like, we're just going to dare you to shoot these threes. Beat us from there. Beat us from there. And if I was the opposing team, that's what I do. Like, beat us from there. They make it, right? You have to adjust in the second half on it. But outside of that, or the second quarter. But you're going to start seeing teams saying, okay, AD's coming strong out the gate. We're going to try to take that away from you. What does Coach JJ Redick do when teams start trying to take AD away? When they start sending doubles early, when they trap him, when they give him different looks, when they start bodying him up, fouling him hard, trying to get him frustrated. What is JJ going to do? Now, you got LeBron. There's an easy answer right there. But what if he's out, right? Or what if, he can't play the entire game, right? So this is what I want to see. What is the plan for JJ when AD doesn't have it going or the defense takes him away? What's the plan in that scenario without completely burning out Braun in that game, right? So these are the things I want to see. These are the things I'm excited to witness. And I think the team has capabilities in all of those things. I really think they do. I felt they had them last year, but what you're capable of and what you actually deliver on are two different things, right? And we saw this team not deliver on capabilities last season, and it's pretty much the same team. The only difference is JJ and the coaching staff. Hopefully that's enough. And I think it's enough if they stay healthy, if they continue to get buy-in, and the organization throws them a bone and gives them some help here, man. So shout out to everyone for tuning in. Appreciate you guys, man. Like I said, Joe, what's going on, Joe? Said, Jeff, did you pay for this tune? You talk about the intro? Or did you make it? Some of the beats they've been made. Some of them I purchased. This one that I have tonight, I bought. I did buy this one. I had a bunch of them, and this is the first one I went with. And it was probably my favorite one. It's the first one I went with, and everybody liked it. So I just kept it for Laker coverage. Obviously, I have another one for baseball, have one for football. And every show that I've got mapped out that I do, I have a different track to it. Joe Ingles, what's up, man? Said, what's up, Jeff? Lakers proved me wrong. I thought the Wolves would win yesterday. But, man, shout out to JJ and AD for an incredible performance. But it's only one game. Let's see if they beat the Suns, Zach, or the good teams. Yeah, and that's kind of what it is, man. And like I said, I'm hopeful. I hope so. I really do hope so. I would say it should beat them all. You know what I mean? If anything that this team taught me last year is we got to wait and see. We got to wait and see, because every single time this team got me excited last year, they set me up to fall on my damn face, man. So maybe I got some PTSD from that. But hopefully this team doesn't resemble last year's team at all. But that shooting last night, they got to improve on that, man. DJ, what's good, my guy? Make sure to go subscribe to DJ from Lakers in 5, man. Great content, great show. Got a lot of things going on over there. Make sure to go subscribe over there, man. DJ, if you're working tonight, drive safe. Brother HC Picks, what's up, brother? Hope you're doing well, man. Thank you for tuning in. Joe said if they start 3-1 in the first 4 games before the Midwest trip, it's a very good sign. And this I agree with. Any good start to this season is going to be something that we're going to need and that we want. And the fact that we got that 1-0, which we haven't got since 2016, we're off to the right start, right? We're off to a right start. And they got to build on that. They got to continue that. And if they do, man, it's going to be a fun season. We all want this to be a fun season. I've just got my guard up with this team, man. I've got my guard up. Like, they played me too many times. They played us too many times. My guard is up, man. After 10 games, I'll assess where they are. After 20 games, I'll double assess where they are. I think we'll know pretty much who they are for sure by 20 games. Obviously, injuries can change that. But in that 10 to 20 game stretch is when we're really going to find out the true character of this team, the true make of this team, and how much this coaching staff has changed this team. I'm excited for that. But I'm not going to be overexcited over one game. I'm excited they got the win. I'm excited that they started 1-0, but I'm not going to get too excited and act like it can't crumble in a second if they don't get their stuff together. What's up, Cuba? Jeff is a trolling bandwagon Celtics fan. I got Lakers versus Celtics in the finals, man. He said, yeah. What do you think? Rock on. You know what's funny is the Celtics are obviously the champions. They have to be beat before you can discredit them, right? You got to respect the champion. I I don't know if they get back. I felt they had the easiest path in probably league history last year. That's no shade. That's just what it is. Like, they play who was in front of them. You know, I'm not blaming them for that. But we've seen that before multiple times. This one just happened to be one of the main ones. But like I said, you play who's in front of you. You can't help that. And they got it done. So, but outside of that, I think they'll have a tougher road this year. I really think so. And we'll see if they get there. Lakers to the finals. I don't know, man. I can't be a fanboy here. I don't see this team being in the championship conversation right now. That's just my personal opinion. I hope I am wrong. I want to be wrong, but as currently constructed, I don't see this team being in the championship picture. Also have not seen enough of this team yet. Like I said, in 10 to 20 games, maybe they show us something completely different. If AD is playing like this every night, if Bron is healthy, if the team is healthy, if this coaching staff is just bringing everything out of this team, then maybe we have a different conversation. Because of what I'm saying right now, doesn't mean I don't reserve the right to change my mind 20 games from now. I know people are like, oh, you switched up, bro. It's been 20 games. I have a better feel for what this team is. After one game, I do not. I do not. And anyone that's telling you they do, they're just fanboying, right? They're either hating on the Lakers or they're fanboying. No one knows anything yet. We're one game in. So if you're going to sit back and think that this team's a championship contender because they had 2.5 good quarters, good for you, man. Lakers Nation showing love on JJ Redick. They should. I mean, again, he won the first game of the season, which we haven't done in forever. You got to show love to that. He was out there, putting the work in. He was out there talking to his players. He was talking to the refs. He was talking to opposing players. He was out there being very active, very animated, very present. You want your coach to be present. Darvin wasn't present. We knew this. Everyone from the hands in the pockets to kind of standing there to not challenging the refs, not calling challenges. My thing with Darvin, I never thought he should even call the timeouts everyone was screaming because I knew they didn't have a solution in those timeouts, right? Now, JJ is a different story. He can teach his team some things, right? Now, he's not going to be out there and teach LeBron James anything from a perspective, but JJ calling a timeout is totally different than Darvin Ham calling a timeout. Wasting a timeout just to sit there and do nothing is a wasted timeout to me. But having a good staff and a coach that's engaged, that timeout is much more useful, much more beneficial. If you call a timeout with no ability to change what's occurring on the floor, sometimes that backfires on you because you give that other team a chance to really hype themselves up in a huddle. You get the crowd going loud. Like a lot of times, a timeout burns you if you don't have a solution. So JJ and his staff, I believe, will have solutions. So yes, definitely use those timeouts. A little different scenario though. What's going on, JSJ? Appreciate you, brother. It's only one game, but we're heading in a good direction. Yeah, we absolutely are heading in a good direction. That's what all I'm saying. I'm happy about everything that happened last night. As far as the win goes, right? Not happy about the shooting. Not happy about the second chance points. These are things that's going to cost us games eventually. But I'm thrilled to death we got that win last night, man. Like, it's been a while. But again, not going to overreact here. Just not going to do it. Beezy, what's going on, man? Team is much more organized under Redick. That's a fact. Reg Dog TV, what's going on, Reg Dog? Sula Jeff, you right about the Laker Nation on Cloud9 part. They got to chill. Yeah, I mean, it's part of what makes Laker Nation, the very passionate, the very passionate. They're just passionate, man. They're very energetic. They get very excited. They get very angry when things don't go right. We get very excited when they do. They, whatever you want to rope us all in as. Laker Nation is a very wear your purple and gold heart on your sleeve fan base, right? And that's okay. But what I'm saying is, one game is not enough. Even if they lost, even if they had lost last night, and everyone was going crazy and throwing tantrums. Oh, there's no difference. No, that would have been overreacting too, right? One game is never enough. This is way too early of judgment. Now, there's things you can be happy about. There's things you could have seen that you liked because we also saw some things in preseason, right? So we can't act like we just barely saw changes out there. So that's a good thing. First 5 games to the 10 games to the 20 games, the habits, the culture, all of this stuff will really start to take form. There's a puzzle being built right now. We just got the first piece. We have no idea how long this puzzle is going to take to build or what it's going to look like when it's done. All we can hope is that it comes together faster than we hope. and then it leads to something big, right? And that's all we can do right now. What's going on, Nico? Lakers are still first round exit, unfortunately. I do not have them in a deep playoff run situation right now. I just don't. I hope I'm wrong. I hope they surprise me. This team is going to need to make moves in order for that to take place. In order for them to make moves, they have to prove to this organization that the moves are worth making. So we're going to have to continue to wait and see on that. It's only one game. Let's see if they can continue the kind of game against the good teams. Yep. They lack a bruising big and a 3-and-D guy. So the bruising big, I think, is definitely like something. I don't necessarily think that's something they have to overpay for right out the gate. I think come playoff time or the second half of the year, that's going to be much more important. I think the perimeter defense, the POA defender, and the 3-and-D guy is actually more important. There's more of those out around the league than there are the bigs. So getting Vando back is what's going to be so key. And can he stay back? We don't know. Anthony Edwards told him last night, homie, you've been hurt for 2 years. And he has, right? So at some point, if this happens again this year, they're going to have to move on. And Vando's my guy. I love Vando, man. He is a cheat code to us. You guys know how much I appreciate and value Vando on this team. But if he can't get healthy again this year, got to go. Got to go. It is what it is. Nothing personal. Got to go. See you when I see you. Bye. Like at that point, right? And I love Vando. I think he can bring an element to this team that we don't have, but he's got to be out there, man. Bring Steven Adams a bruising big. Yeah, man. I've been saying that for like 3 months. So that's definitely something that I would be looking at. Valanciunas, I think, could be a decent guy in stretches. I think against certain matchups in the playoffs, he could be played off the floor. But if you need a guy to go kind of chest to chest with Joker and kind of just get a body on him in the paint, that can do that. But he's not a savior. He's not a guy that's going to get out there and he's a piece. He's a part. I would much rather have a Steven Adams than a Valanciunas. But he's better than a Jackson Hayes, like as far as guarding a Joker. Let's see. That is realistic. It's kind of the worst kept secret that everyone knows that they're going to go after Valanciunas. Let's see if that leads to someone else sneaking in and getting him or trying to raise that price up, right? What's going on, Hanson? Appreciate you. 1-0 indeed. 1-0 indeed. Lakers should give Landry Shamet a chance. He's a great three-point shooter. I don't know about great. And you know how those shooters go when they get to LA, all of a sudden they can't make a basket, man. But the Lakers don't have a roster spot for him right now. JJ Def gives you more confidence. We probably lose this game last year. I don't even know if we're in the game last year. Like, you know what I mean? To even like, let alone below the lead. I don't even know if we ever get the lead last year. You know what I mean? What's going on, Tamika? Appreciate you for tuning in as always. Hope you're having a good day. Mission 24. Salute. I can see JJ's obsession with winning may cause a rift in the family life. Basketball sickos tend to become uncharted territory. You're right. You're absolutely right. We need to get younger in the wing department to keep up with the fast guards. Yep. I love JJ, but it's only one game. Let's see if he can elevate the team to play in the top 6 seed. Yep. What's going on, BC? What's going on, sir? Appreciate you. But don't forget, we need to trade bruising big and a three-point shooter. We need to keep LeBron under 30 minutes consistently. I don't know if that's realistic, Nico. I think the people who want LeBron on a minutes restriction thing need to realize that LeBron still wants to get his averages. And if you got Bron out there trying to get his averages in under 30 minutes, that could lead to injury. Bron could coast. He could chill on some possessions. He can know how to stretch that 35 to make it feel like 28. But like I said, I think LeBron playing under 30 minutes is unrealistic unless the Lakers are blowing people out every night. I don't think that's going to be the case. Lakers have averaged 49 wins a season historically. Anything less is below their standards. Yep. Let's see. Adam, what's going on, Adam? The only thing we need to do is drop Cam Reddish and pick up Lonnie Walker. See, I wouldn't mind that. I know everyone thinks of Lonnie, the Lakers saver Walker. But I think people get a little too crazy with him. You know, the Tristan Thompsons, what's a Stanley Johnson? My God. But Lonnie is definitely worthy of a roster spot. I think he's more worthy than Cam Reddish is. But the Lakers aren't going to waive Cam, and they'd have to pay someone to take him. So we'll see. I hope Lonnie lands on his feet. He's definitely a guy that belongs in the league, and he should not be on a two-way deal. He should be at like minimum league minimum contract. Like he should be on a contract, not a exhibit 10, not a two-way, not a 10-day. Lonnie Walker's a better player than that. He's not the player that a lot of Laker fans think he is, but he's a much better player than that. Well, Bron's minutes restriction plays in hand in Bron's health, in my opinion. Yep. Adam, yeah, Cam Reddish can't play anymore. Let's see. Yep. Drop a like, everyone. Would greatly appreciate it. Drop a like on the video if you have not done so already, and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. You can also become a member over here at the channel, man. Hit that join button or that first link in the description. Become a member. We got 3 different tiers. Great way to help support the channel. Shout out to all the members who are currently there already. Definitely does help us out. You can also tap that Cash App, $ Empire Jeff. D'Lo is a regular season player, and he can be inconsistent and streaks in the playoffs. Sometimes he streaks in the regular season too. That's the hard part, right? It's not just the playoffs. Would you trade JHS Wood in a second rounder for Jonas? That's not enough. I don't believe that's enough money to get Jonas. Blue Magic, salute, brother. How you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. D'Lo gotta go. That's a lot of people are saying, man. A lot of people are over him. Shando says, not gonna lie, still don't trust Rui unless he becomes a defensive guy. I don't necessarily think Rui's going to ever become a defensive guy. I will trust Rui if he becomes more consistent offensively. Not every guy's going to be a two-way player. You need a guy that can get you 15, right? If AD, someone's out like Rui, go get us 20 tonight because AD's out. If he could be that, if he can be a guy that can score when given opportunities, that's doing his role. Rui's never going to be a defensive guy. It's not his calling. There's a lot of guys he won't be that. But if you can pencil him in as a bucket when you need him, then he brings his value to the table, man. Blue Magic says, I love the earlier shows. Hey, appreciate you, man. Thank you. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, man. Shando, yeah, he's inconsistent. Fun fact, Lakers are the only team to have a winning playoff series record versus every single team in their conference. Say it again, BC. That is a fun fact, man. Nakomi says, sup, Jet, feel good about our Lakers. What's going on, Nakomi? Make sure you guys go and you subscribe to Call Me Nakomi World. Incredible basketball mind, man. She makes me look stupid. Go to check out Nakomi, pull up great content, great person, man. I love her shows. I love working with her when I've had the blessings and the chance to do show. She's incredible. Make sure you guys go spread the Nakomi gospel and go subscribe to Nakomi, man. She's a G. She's great at what she does. Salute to you, Nakomi. Great work. I see you, girl. I see you, man. I agree with you. I'm feeling good about what I saw last night. I'm not going to overreact, but I'm damn sure happy we are not 0-1. Let me tell you. Mortgage, what future? It was pretty bad before LeBron got here. Could be just as bad after. Well, the future of like not being able to improve that future team. If you lose Braun and you trade AD and you get these out, you need assets to improve your future teams. Like that just is what it is. Like there's a reason why everyone in the league wants these Laker picks. There's a reason for that. They're valuable. So those are definitely a future. Those are assets. Now, you're not going to trade all your future assets to get a role player. Like you're not going to do that. So no, not going to mortgage our future to get a Bruce Brown, to get a Jeremy Grant. Now, I like Bruce Brown. I like Jeremy Grant, but I'm not giving up 2 first-round picks for those guys. I'm not giving up a pick for those guys. So I would never mortgage our future for a guy like that. No way, no way. Wolves got worse with the trade. Again, I think that's an overreaction, right? I think we can't sit back and look at one game and think we know what a team is going to be. This team did not play very well last night. They're still sorting through some things. Gobert's extension more than likely means Randall is not back with them next year. So maybe they move him for another piece that fits better. This team is still going to be there at the end of the season, I think, as a decent seed in the Western Conference. I still believe that, man. William, what up to you, brother? Hope you're doing well, man. Thank you for pulling up. He said, F the Celtics. Talk to him. A couple solid moves, we can talk championship. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But right now, I don't think so, yo. I don't think so. I'm just trying to keep it real, man. Lakers and Celtics rivalry, you feel is more respectful hatred over like a rivalry with Golden State, Clippers, or Suns. I don't think we have a rivalry with Golden State or the Clippers. The Suns we've faced multiple times in the playoffs. I think you can almost say them, the Spurs, obviously, the Kings, the Blazers, all in that, right? But the Celtics rivalry, see, I respect their legacy. I do. I respect the rivalry. I respect a team that's got 18 championships. I do. I've told you guys before, I don't hate the Celtics. I hate losing to them, and I love beating them. But outside of that, I think the Lakers-Celtic rivalry and what they did for the league, I think I respect them for that. I think Larry Bird was an absolute G, an absolute killer. I think Tatum's overrated. But outside of that, this team is very, very, as important to the league as the Lakers are, right? So I'm going to respect them. Without the Celtics and the Lakers, who knows if we even have this league that we love. So I'm going to pay homage to that and pay respect to that for sure. I don't root for them. Like I said, I'm not out there saying, let's go Celtics. Ugh, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I can respect another team's legacy and still want to beat them and kill them every chance we play them. Roy says the difference between JJ and every coach in Phil is that they all seem to be living in Phil's shadow. JJ feels like a completely different beast. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that Ham was living in Phil's shadow. I think by the time Darvin got there, that shadow was gone. I think Darvin was just a guy that Darvin was like you have like a really nice car and you got to take it in for service and you got to get a rental on a 3-day weekend, and the only rental they had is like a car that some dude just dropped off and they smoked in it all the way home from Vegas, and now you got to get in that car for 3 days and it smells like trash and a bunch of other stuff, and that's your ride for 3 days. That's what Darvin was essentially, right? So but when you get your car back, right, okay, now we back on the road. Now this is how I want to ride. Hopefully JJ can be that. Like, and I think you're right. Like, if we can get someone to set a new tone, to set a new chapter, to set a new legacy, we're looking for that next legacy coach. We've been looking for it. And will he be that? I don't know. But I hope so, because I'm just tired of just going through coaches left and right, man. We need some shot blocking and rebounding. 3 words. Loco. He can give that, right? He's still not the bruising big, but he's athletic. He can run the floor. He's got length. So he can definitely help this team, but we still don't know when he's going to be cleared to play or if he's going to. Joe said, Jeff, what trade do you want to happen and can help us make a deep playoff run? So I would like someone like a Steven Adams and then some type of like very, very, very good wing. I don't necessarily know who, because I don't know who's going to be available in a couple of months, but someone, an upgrade over D'Lo that can do more than shoot. Like, you got to be able to penetrate, run the show, defend. Maybe not as good a shooter as D'Lo, but can do all the other things that D'Lo can't do. Like, can run the show as a point guard, get to the basket, can penetrate, hit a 3 if open, right? And then play some defense and maybe get some rebounds. Like, that's hard to get all those things in one in a point guard, but something like that would be ideal. And then like a really good wing. And like I said, someone like a Steven Adams on this team would be incredible, man. Have you ever been homies with cats who disagree with you on everything, especially sports? Oh yeah. I love that. Who wants to be around someone who disagrees with you all the time and just says yes to everything, right? I love debating. I love going back and forth on that stuff. I call some of my best friends my sports nemesises. Like, some of them hate the Lakers strictly because I'm a diehard Laker fan. They hate the Dodgers because I'm a diehard Dodger fan. It makes the trash talking fun, right? So, oh yeah, a lot of them, Shando, a lot of them. For example, even if a player isn't locked down, if they're athletic and fast, they give you more confidence. Yeah, being just athletic but not skilled can cause some problems. So, will Max Christie ever take that next step on the offensive side? I hope so, because they paid him to. Max basically had a wasted second year because of Darvin and the staff. This is essentially Max's second year, right? So, I think Max can be a decent player. I think the expectations people put on Max was too high to begin with. Everyone thinks that every time the Lakers get someone in the second round, they got to steal them and they got to turn into something or it's a waste. He was a second rounder, right? I was talking about this last time. People are like, oh, Connect's already better than Christie. He should be. He was a lottery talent. Max Christie wasn't. He's a lottery talent. Out the gate, he was going to be better than Christie. Max Christie will probably never be as good as Dalton Connect is right now, and Dalton's going to get better. So we don't need Max Christie to be that. We need Max Christie to be serviceable, be able to guard the perimeter, be able to block some shots on the perimeter on closeouts, be able to recover, be able to hit open threes, and put the ball on the floor for a couple of dribbles and pull up and hit a jump shot. We don't need a ton from him. We just need some from him. What's going on, Mr. Neely? Jonathan Neely, how you doing, sir? Appreciate you for tuning in. I thank you. Let's see, Jerica Fair. What's going on, Mrs. Jerica? How you doing? Appreciate you as always. One of the best basketball IQ breakdowns of the game. Much love, handsome. Look at you. Shout out to you. Appreciate you. Empire Jeff is the best Laker YouTube. Go Lakers. Thank you so much, Jerica. I don't know if I'm the best, but I'm happy you think I'm the best, and I'm happy that I'm your favorite. So thank you so much. Continue to tune in. You are greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Thank you to all you guys for tuning in, man. I love you guys. You guys know that. Shando says, what's one thing you think is realistic? You mentioned Steven Adams. What's a similar target you think is realistic? So all my realistic targets aren't game changers. Like, they're not guys that I think that everyone's going to be overly excited about. And they all kind of come with the same concerns, which is injuries. Like, I think like a Robert Williams could really help this team, but he's often injured. Like, I think like, a Capella, but he kind of makes too much. A Nick Richards would be really solid. Probably the one I would want because of the only $5 million. He's very cost controlled. To resign him probably is going to take too much. He's a legitimate backup big. He's not a starter, but he's not a bruising big, but he's a better Jackson Hayes for sure. And at $5 million, give me that, right? So he is he'd be a perfect backup athletic big for this team, but they would still need that bruising big for sure. Jerica says, Empire Jeff, the best Laker YouTube. Love your knowledge, and he's the best handsome go Lakers. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you. You're far too kind. Shando says, so you think fans get mad at the flippers because the fans act like it's a rivalry when it's not that deep? I think people people like get mad when they're not mentioned as a rival to someone. The Padres with the Dodgers, the Clippers with the Lakers, the Knicks or Philly with the Celtics, or Miami with the Celtics. Like, all these things, they wanted that to forcefully make that a rival, right? They really, really did. And it got to a point where they're meeting every year in the playoffs, so it starts to get there, right? But the Clippers and Lakers, they don't meet in the playoffs. So, like, there's really no rivalry at that point. I think we got the guard position filled. Really want guards, just give me a wing and a big. I don't know, man. I think we definitely need to figure out that D'Lo situation, bruh. You just described DeJounte Murray opposite of D'Lo. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, like, I wish he shot a little bit better, and maybe he will with the Pelicans. I know they're playing tonight. He's not as good as a defender as he was with the Spurs, but he was playing with Trae Young. And when you got a dwarf in the backcourt that can't guard anyone, that's going to hurt you defensively. So yeah, they're different styles. I like DeJounte. I just didn't think he was worth two first-round picks. And neither did the Lakers. The only team in the league that did was the Pelicans, and that's why they got him. What's going on, Darren? Lonnie, saying Lonnie. Yeah, I like Lonnie Walker. I just don't think Lonnie Walker is like a game changer for us. What's going on, Big Baby? Appreciate you pulling up, man. Make sure to go subscribe to Big Baby Sports, man. Get rid of JHS, Lewis, and Reddish. They might. They might. What do you think about player fans? I know they cause a lot of annoyance towards people. I don't get annoyed with all player fans. If they're like realistic, if they're just not a fanboy and just can't be subjective, then that's a little different. But I think some of them are fine, if they're honest with themselves. But a lot of them just really aren't, and they're just player over team, and it could get to be a little too much at times, and sometimes it's just too much, man. A young D Fish is exactly what we need. A young D Fish would have been dope, especially a young D Fish was much more of a better player than people think. He sacrificed his game for championships. If you saw D Fish in Utah or Golden State, like, he was getting a lot more buckets. What I meant to say is, what wing do you really want? Be honest with you, man, I just want Vando back, to be honest, because then that frees us up to really go get something back if we don't have to replace him. But a wing, like, I really like a Dorian Finney-Smith. I think he's a winning player. Not at that price, but I do like him. Not for 2 first-round picks, though. I like a Jeremy Grant, but I feel that we should be able to get him just because we're taking on his money and not have to pay with picks. But as far as who I would want, I really like DeJounte Murray. I just didn't like the cost. This team needs like a Josh Hart type player, man. We need a player like that, man. And there's not many of those guys out there right now that are available. Pelinka needs to turn D'Lo into something useful. He does. I'd move D'Lo for a big. They might. Shino says, would you still move Rui? Still, I would. You think the realistic D'Lo for Capella and move D'Lo to a third team? Rui, JHS for DFS. Maybe Rui, Vando, Gabe for Jeremy Grant and Thibault. I'm not a fan of moving 6 or 7 guys, especially depending on how this season starts off. But I really would like to see how this season goes, how this starts off, before I start talking about like who we're moving. because like if this team gets off to a good start, then teams won't be like so. They won't be holding us hostage for moves, right? Because like, look, we're doing well. Like we're just trying to make marginal changes here. We're not looking for wholesale changes. When you're looking for wholesale changes, they try to fleece you. So that's what I really want to see where this team is at in 10 to 20 games, because then that will kind of frame the trade market for us. Maybe we don't need as much as we think. Joe says, let's win this ship for Fernando. RIP. Yeah, man. Rest in peace, Fernando Valenzuela, man. Damn, that sucked. That messed up my night last night, man. But yeah, guys. Long story short, purpose of this video, let's enjoy the start of this season. We got the first win. Hopefully they continue to get some wins. We can continue to enjoy it. And let's let this season be what the last one wasn't, which was exciting for most of the season, right? We needed to be exciting. It was so brutal. There were months of brutal stretches with this team last year. Last year, we would have lost yesterday. Yeah, no, I agree, Frank. I agree with you, man. William said, we messed up. Should have got Terry Rozier last year. He's always hurt. He doesn't really give you any defense. He could score. I don't know necessarily if he's the answer. I like Scary Terry. I don't know if he's the answer for our team, though, Will. What's going on, Serge? Appreciate you, brother. Hope you do well, man. Good to have you back in here tonight. Please like, subscribe, share, and dunk on that notification. Absolutely, bro. You're all good. Better late than never. Better late than never. I'm a little earlier than usual, so you probably didn't see this coming. I will be back tonight with the Dodger World Series preview. I'm excited for that. Definitely want to talk Dodgers today and tomorrow, leading into Friday. And then we got Friday, we got Dodgers and Lakers. So we might have us an EPJ Sports night on that night and take some call-ins. Dodgers got to get game one, man. But we'll talk about that later tonight, man. But how do you guys feel? Let me ask you a question in the chat before we get ready to head out of here, man. Where do you see the Lakers record after 5 games, yo? Talk to me. So we played Minnesota, we played Phoenix, then we played Milwaukee, right? Then Golden State, and then Phoenix again. Not an easy start to this season. Not an easy start. And then we got Golden State, Minnesota, Phoenix, and Sacramento. Then Phoenix, then Cleveland. It's not an easy start here. So actually, I'm tripping. I'm super tripping. Hold on. Super tripping. Hold on. My bad. What just happened here? No. I got it. That was right. I was actually looking at looking at the portion of the preseason. My bad. So Minnesota, Phoenix, Sacramento. Still hard though. Minnesota, Phoenix, Sacramento, Phoenix, Cleveland. The first 5. Where do you have us? And then you got like Toronto after that. This is going to be a key stretch to start this season. Toronto, Detroit, Memphis, Philly, Toronto, Memphis again. So where do you guys have these guys after the first 5 games? Because I think these first 5 games are important. They're going to set the tone for the first 10 games and then for the first 20 games. So if this team has a winning record by more than 1 game at 5 games and has a winning record by more than 3 games by 10 games and a winning record by more than 4 or 5 by 20 games, then we on our way. We on our way to being something we can be happy about. But we got to see how that plays out first. Appreciate you, Serge. Yes, absolutely. Make sure to check out that Fanatics link, man. Get your NBA, MLB, NFL, whatever gear you buy, your Dodgers World Series gear, your new 2024 Laker gear. Tap that link, man. We've partnered with the good people at Fanatics. And when you take care of them by ordering through us, they take care of us because you order through us. Great way to help support the channel. Get some special discounts. A lot of good gear over there right now, man. So tap that link. Head on over to Fanatics. Your order experience does not change. It just helps the channel out when you order through our link. So BNC says 3-2 through 5. Okay. At best. Okay. 4-6. You got them with a losing record. Okay. Maybe 3-7. So you got them with a, and then Rough Artist. What's going on, man? 7-3. Oh my God. That would be so incredible if we went 7-3. When's the last? I don't think we started 7-3 since 2020, right? Did we go 8-2 in 2020? Let's see. 2-3. You ever been fans with major Kobe haters? Been fans or friends? Friends, yeah. I've had a lot of friends that didn't like Kobe. 10-0. I know you say that with your heart, not with your mind, William. Come on, man. We had a great first game. Hope it continues. Absolutely. I had us 4-12, but last night AD looked good. So you got us at 3-2, then 7-3. That would be great. If we are 2 or 3 games above 500 by the 10th win, that would be very, very, very promising, man. And something that this team really, really needs to get off to a good start. We've always had bad starts since the last 3 years, man. We've had terrible starts, had to play our asses off just to get back into the play-in. And if this team could hover between 4 and 6 for the bulk of the season, maybe they get lucky. Maybe a team goes down. Maybe a team doesn't perform, and maybe you move up, right? So just being in position, Search said 6 and 4, being hopeful. Yeah. All I ask the Lakers to do, all I ask is be in position to take advantage of an opportunity if it presents itself, which is to move up in the standings, which is to get a player via trade, put yourself in position to take advantage of opportunities when they present themselves. If they do that, then we'll be in great shape. We'll be in excellent shape. Now we got to wait to see how that goes. Like I said, after 5 games, after 10 games, then after 20 games, man. So definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in early evening here. Wherever you guys are, man, I appreciate you guys are here with me. I definitely appreciate that. And here comes Lucky. I will be back tonight with the Dodger World Series preview show. So thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys have a good rest of your evening. I will catch you guys back later tonight. Search, appreciate you. Welcome back, brother. Thank you guys for time spent with me tonight. And I'll see you guys in maybe sometime a little after 8:30, man. Perhaps might go take Lucky for a walk here. I don't know what's going on over here, but appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys in a few. Let's go Dodgers. Let's go Lakers. Rest in peace, Fernando Valenzuela. We'll touch on that more tonight, man. Love y'all. See you in a bit.